Hello, and welcome to this demo of the GCON4 MFL as an integration tool. Before starting this tutorial, we recommend that you also watch the other videos so you can have a more comprehensive understanding of the tool. In this video, we will show you how to use the GCON4 MFL as a bridge of communication between external applications and business world, which is very useful when you require to establish interfaces with other systems. The way that this works is that the external system needs to generate a CSV file that the GCON4 MFL will pick from the data import folder and upload it to business world. This can be done for all types of master files and also for transactions. The first thing you might want to do is to generate a CSV file template example so you can provide it to the third party or to the responsible of generating that file. To generate the CSV example, connect to the MFL, click the Generate button, select the master file or type of transaction that you need, for example, supplier. Then select the fields that must be included in the CSV file. Once you've done that, click the CSV template example button on top of the window. Select a path to save the CSV files and click OK. Go to the folder where you saved the files. You can see that the CSV files were generated. Notice that several files were created. That is because Business World needs it that way. But don't worry, the MFL will know how many and which files to create depending on your selection. If you open any of the files, you will see the structure that has to be used when the real CSV files are generated. These are just example lines. Now let's go to Business World to do the setup. We will need to create two IntelliAgents for this purpose. The first one will detect that new files have been put in the data import folder, and if there is any file, it will execute the MFL and upload the information. If the MFL finds any errors, it will put a log file in a specified folder. The second IntelliAgent will detect if a log file has been inserted in the specified folder and send an email alert to a specific user informing that the uploading process was not completed because it found errors, and it will attach the log. So let's create our first IntelliAgent. We go to Settings, IntelliAgent, Event Setup. Indicate a name and a description, and make sure to select Directory Polling as the monitoring method. In the Input tab, indicate the path of the data import file, which is where the CSV files will be inserted by the external system. It will detect all the CSV files, so type star.csv and only will consider new files inserted after the last polling, so select that option in this field. Go to the Output tab and on the System Tasks section, select External Executable Command. Once you do that, indicate the path where the executable file of the MFL is, which is the .exe file, and on the Parameters field, indicate the following command. This section includes the parameters to connect to UBW through the MFL. This one is where we specify the path of the data import folder, and this one is where we indicate the path of the folder where the MFL will put the log in case of errors. Finally, on the Schedule tab, specify the frequency that the IntelliAgent will use to execute. Now let's create the other IntelliAgent. This one will alert the user if the uploading process found any errors and will attach the log to the message. Indicate a name and a description, and select Directory Polling as the monitoring method. On the Input tab, indicate the path that you specified where the MFL will put the log. In the file name field, we need to indicate that the IntelliAgent only considers the files that start with MFL_log, and also that will only consider new files inserted after the last polling. On the Output tab, indicate the recipients of the email notification, and when you define the alert template, make sure to fill these two fields in order to attach the log to the email. Finally, on the Schedule tab, specify the frequency that the IntelliAgent will use to execute. Now let's simulate a case. We are going to assume that there is an external application where the suppliers are created, and we need to synchronize that information with Business World. So that application will insert the corresponding CSV files to the data import folder, like we are seeing here. First, IntelliAgent we set up will detect that there are new CSV files in the data import folder, so it will execute the first IntelliAgent and run the command we specified, which will execute the MFL and upload the information in the files. We can confirm if the IntelliAgent was executed by checking the Event History Inquiry screen. So we can see here that in effect it was executed, and we also can confirm that it picked up the 3 files. I intentionally included some errors in the CSV files in order to show you how the second IntelliAgent works. Now, because the MFL found errors in the files, it generated log files in the folder I specified. Consequently, I have received an alert in my email with the attachment. This will help to notify on a timely manner when the information was not uploaded successfully. Considering that the MFL also generates a log when the upload is done successfully, you could also create a third IntelliAgent to notify if the upload was done correctly. That way, you will always be aware of the status of the synchronization of the information, whether it was done successfully or if it found any errors. So now we have finished this video in which we have shown you how to use the GCON4 MFL as an integration tool. Thank you very much for your attention. We hope that this video was very useful, and we encourage you to watch the rest of the videos where we show you the other functionalities of the MFL. If you have any questions or queries, please go to the GCON4 MFL website. You can leave your comments or questions there, or you can write directly to this email address.